Hi, everybody. Gonna wait for some folks to get on. Welcome, Jessica. I see you're there. If you don't mind, if you could just post on the peoplesbudgetla.com on the comments so people can get information about that. Hi, Dawn. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Jeanette. And Jeanette also, not the second, because we're going to be waiting for Shamel to come in. But Jeanette, if you can hear me, and you are doing the caravan right now, if you wanted to call in and just give a little information about that, that would be great as well. Would love to just share with people what's happening. We're waiting for Shamel. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Che. I'm so glad you all are here. So we're going to get started in a minute. Today we are going to be joined by Chamel Bell, who is one of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement in Los Angeles, but then also an amazing activist, artist who we connected with in the creation process for Joyous Justice. She became our Radical Joy advisor. And she's incredible work out in the community. There she is, Shamel. I was just introducing you. If you want to just call in, I can accept you to come in. And we're going to have a couple people coming in and out today. And also, even if people haven't planned to come in and out, but they have information to share, this is really what this is today, is a resource share, is an opportunity for us to just be connecting with people, letting people know what's happening on the ground right now, both in LA but also across the country. Here she goes. Hold on. Yay. Yay. Who's
Hey,
here?
hey,
Hi, can you see me?
I can see you. I look frozen. Am I frozen on your end?
I don't see you at all right now.
Okay, that's
Yes,
weird.
I
Let
don't.
me let me
You want to
press. Yep,
go back out and come back in? You want to try
yep.
that? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. So Jeanette, I hear that you all are about to head out after Shamel's connecting with us. If you wanted to, in like the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just jump in. And just so you all know, Jeanette is with a caravan, which was a family created caravan. Oh, hi, Onyi. So basically we are, we're all over the place. People, we're all doing different things. Stanley right now is organizing an artists protest in Raleigh, North Carolina. So she's doing that right now. Jeanette is part of a caravan that was organized by Hector Flores from Las Cafeteras, and Cynthia. That's all people staying in their cars, yay, and staying safe, but being able to still protest with their kids. Hi, Shamel. Welcome.
Hi.
I can see you now. Yay.
Okay.
So super excited to see you and just have you on here. I was just sharing with folks that this is really, I'm sorry, I'm trying to close my phone so that I can prop it up. It's a resource share. We're really trying to just have a moment where we can connect with our community, give people information about what they can be doing, what they can be where they can be following, what they can be a part of. So that's going to be kind
Right.
of like the crux of it in the middle. But I just really wanted to start with you because I know you're doing some incredible work and wanted to give you a space to share about that work, but then also just have us be grounded inside of this, because I know that there's a lot of energy happening all around us, and it's an intense
Yeah.
moment in time. And so I know what we've always loved and appreciated about you is that you're in the fire and in the struggle with us, but also always reminding us to breathe and
And
recenter
ground yourself. Yeah.
and all of that. So yeah, I wanted to give you a space to start us out. So go for it.
Yeah. So I actually have to ask you all to with me. And just to be honest, that maybe 15 minutes ago I was in tears. And so you know, I'm still a little bit raw, but, you know, I just wanted to let you know that you are so important to me, and your work with Contratiempo is so important. And I couldn't tell you, like, I'm crying because the work, you know, I need to hold space for myself, but I'm holding space for the community. So I just couldn't say like, oh,
I
crying.
know. You know, I also want to just say we are holding space for you, and like, and that this holding space thing is a reciprocal thing. I mean, I feel like it's what we were all always talking about with Joyous Justice also, that like this
Your phone is breaking up.
is breaking up. Can you hear me? Here, I'm gonna actually move to a different part of my house that's closer to the modem, because maybe that will help. Hold on one second. Here we go. Is that better? No, that's not better. Okay. Oh, is that
Okay.
better?
Yes,
Better.
that works. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want, what did you just say?
I was just saying that this idea of holding space is reciprocal, right? Like that we can't be expecting any one person to be holding space for any one entity, that it really is about us together holding space for one another. And so I
Right.
just want you to know that we hold you in our arms with so much love and light, Shamel, and you're here with us, and I appreciate your vulnerability, because I feel like there is this way that we are expected to be trudging forward and not stopping and having our own breakdowns, and that the breakdowns are part of it, right? So
Yeah, and that's why I shared, because to be honest, I was actually very good. I was actually feeling all the excitement and feeling expectant and feeling like revolution and excited about it. And then life hit me at a moment where I just had to sit in the feelings. And so I just wanted to be honest and open with that comes, you know, and
yes.
people, I also know that I pick up so much from other people. And I think that happened again today, because I was holding so much space, and then I did not clear, and I'm always telling you all, clear the energy from other
Mm-hmm.
people. You know, I'm doing foot baths with y'all and all that other stuff, and I
Yes.
haven't gotten in the bath myself today. You know, I don't think I did last night either. So that's something that's key. So
Yeah.
if you all will close your eyes with me really quickly, everyone can close your eyes. And I would like for you to imagine a bubble of protection around yourself. And my bubble is a blue bubble of protection. And in this bubble, I want you to imagine yourself, and you are wrapping your arms around yourself. So if you're not holding your phone, well, if you're holding your phone, you can hold yourself with one arm as if you're holding yourself close. And inside of that, you are holding space for yourself and others. And that hug that sometimes we're not able to get from someone else while we were social distancing from, you know, folks who are still social distancing. This is me hugging you. And I want you to set an intention for what freedom looks like, because it's here. I need you to think of it in your mind's eye and embody it. And we're going to take 3 breaths to breathe that freedom dream in. All right. So breathe in and release. Take a deeper breath in and release. And breathe in as deeply as you can and release. And you can open your eyes. Now, Anna Maria, I want to ask you what that freedom dream was.
So it's funny for me, that freedom dream was, I don't even know where I was walking, but I was walking in like an open space with my boys, and they were just like, there's just this feeling of like all is good and all is okay and we are safe. So I feel like it was safety. There was definitely lots of light. It felt like sunshine, like we were walking in sunshine. And yeah, it just felt like everything felt safe. It felt like I didn't have a worry in the world. So.
Wow. Yeah, for me, that I got to put my glasses back on so I can see you. You know, I just want to also tell you that you are so radiant right now.
No,
Like you're literally glowing.
you are too.
Yeah, like and that's you have like an angelic presence that I think um it's needed. You know, and I hope that you see the divinity in yourself.
Thank you, Shamel.
And that's what I want to share with folks. And so for me, I saw something similar, but it was more like all of us living in a community that did not have capitalism. And so this
Mm-hmm.
community, like I would go to you and say, hey, I need this. And then you're
Yes.
like, you know, we just kind of like a gift economy type thing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I gave you, like, I can teach our kids this
Yeah.
week. And, you know, well, I'm going to teach science this week. It was just this idea that we didn't have a want, like we
Yeah.
didn't have a lack. Because
Mm-hmm.
if there's something that was needed, it would be just go over there and see
Yep.
what they have, and or let's go to the garden.
Yep.
And so that's kind of what I
Oh,
saw.
oh, sorry,
I'm like,
sorry.
what are you
I
showing me?
I did something. Hold on one second. Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
So
love
anyway,
that.
I wanted
It
to tell
sounds
you
like
that.
a commune. It sounds like as someone who grew up as a communist workers party baby, it sounds like a commune. I
You
think
know,
I think we a lot of times, yes, old school communal sustainability. Yes, thank you, Sabela. Like I feel like there's
Sabella.
yay, Sabela. There's so many of these like ideas that are rooted in rooted in communism and socialism that we kind of are not wanting to go there because I think those systems also have their problems.
Right.
But I think the
But we can take
qualities,
from it what we
yes,
like, you know.
yes,
I think that that's something that I'm urging us to go back to, like
yeah,
what worked. And then also, I don't know. I think that there's this moment where half of us are realizing that we're fighting for freedom right now, but then there's some of us that are like, yeah, we're fighting, but like now we are implementing what we have dreamed. Like it's not
yes,
time to dream anymore. Like
yeah,
this is the dream. Like
yes,
I mean, this is it. Like this is not,
yes,
there's no more dress rehearsal. We're not in
no,
the dress. Like we might be in tech right now,
yes.
but tech is almost over.
Yes. I was gonna say, I think this is more one of these like down and dirty where there is no tech. It's just about like the performance is like full on. We are in it.
Just go. Just go. Well,
Yes.
I don't want to derail us anymore. So what else should what are we what would you like
Yeah,
to
well,
talk
I mean,
about?
honestly, Shamel, that in itself is like was exactly what I think everybody needs is to remember to breathe, remember to reconnect, remember to ground inside of all of this wild energy that's all around us. That I do think is, it has the capacity to either paralyze or completely shut you down. And I think that we're interested in everybody not feeling paralyzed and feeling in action and in movement and so I appreciate that tool. The foot
Yeah.
bath too is something that I know I still use. Like we did that right before we premiered Joyous Justice. Shamel led us through this whole ritual of cleaning one another's feet, like each other's feet, and just I feel like those practices, even though they might seem like, and I know again, coming as a child from the labor union, like labor movement, this idea of like you don't have time to stop and do that and do those things. You have to do those things. They're critical for our ability
You
to
have to.
continue to sustain and move forward and fight. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gave me exactly what I needed.
Oh, I was like, I'm ready to talk.
That was it. So I do know that we're doing a kind of thing where we're trying to like have people coming in and out.
Okay.
Before you do sign off, I would love if there are any specific tangible action things that you feel like people need to be doing right now, you want to share with people. And yes, absolutely, this is the moment.
Okay, so I'm going to be really selfish and tell you the things that I need to do right now that
Yes,
I did not do today,
yes,
that I told myself when I woke up. I want to drink water. I
yes,
want to drink water that's filtered, that is, you know, I've been doing this thing where like I'll drink some juice and different things like that, but I really want us to focus on raising our vibrations in our food,
yeah,
you know, eating healthier. I know it's difficult when, you know, we had the pandemic, but we can plan a little bit better of like, we are containers of this frequency that I was telling you about, like that light that I see in you, like our divinity, and it needs to be fed, and we are like plants. And we need that water. We need to get out in the sun, you know. So that's something that I want to share with you all. I also want to share with us that while we're, you know, fighting for freedom, I already said, I want us to already be implementing the things that we have been thinking about. So if you do have knowledge of what us to live in a communal space and things like that, let's go back to that. Like, what does that look like? And to kind of release this idea that we need capitalism, we need this idea of like, oh, property is being burnt in your own neighborhood, you know, and as if maybe that liquor store that is being burnt down can turn into this commune, you know, it can turn into this, you know, farm that we need. So I think another thing that I want us to remember is that love and our unconditional self-love is so powerful. Like I want to tell you one thing before I quit. I know someone's coming, but give me 1 second. So after our call, this is so funny, and I'm the radical joy advisor, but I hadn't realized that I hadn't had joy in such a long time. Like I didn't know what it felt like in my body anymore. With all of this, I have been in such an anxiety, fight or flight, and like just going, that I had this moment where I could not sleep at all after our call. Like the last person got off at like 6 p.m. So it was like total, I was on that Zoom for like 4 hours. And then I get in the bathtub at like 7 a.m. because I could not sleep. And I'm like, maybe I should wash everyone's energy off of me. And then it's 8 a.m. and I'm still in there pretending like it's a spa. I'm like putting hot water and I'm like, it's 9 a.m. And I'm like, oh, I got a call right now. So I had a 9 a.m. call. So I got no sleep. And then I get a text message from a therapist and he's like, why aren't you asleep? And I was like, I don't know what this feeling is. I'm vibrating and I don't know what it is. And I said, well, wait, am I happy? And then he was like, well, it looks like you might feel like you're
feeling some joy.
He didn't say joy. He said loved and supported, because it was like over 100 of you all on the call. And that so I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. I forgot.
I remember.
So to remember, so that's what I want you all to kind of remember, that feeling of joy. And I just, that's something that I wanted to share. Like I actually had, during this whole global pandemic and the uprising, it was so sweet of him to say the fact that you can reconnect in the midst of this pandemic and uprising. And he said that was like phenomenal and beautiful. And I was just like, wow, yes. So let's, you know, continue to find these moments. And I am really grateful for the love and support that you all show me, because it shifted so much in me.
Yeah, we feel it. Absolutely. And I want to just let you know, I was so vibrating on that frequency after that call also. And I've noticed that continuing to have these moments of connection. So I think that's also something I'd love to offer, is that find these spaces where you are able to connect with folks who do bring you light, because joy is our weapon right now, like truly, truly our weapon. I mean, it is the thing that is going to allow us to win, you know, and winning looks like freedom. I mean, that's the thing that we just envisioned in the beginning, that liberation. Like how are we galvanizing and activating and, like, you know, taking that weapon and really powerfully using it. So I'm loving that, hearing that you're like remembering the joy and feeling the joy.
And how funny is it that I did not know what that feeling was? Like I was like, something like my body is tingling and I don't know what's going on. I haven't slept in 2 days and I feel loved and supported and I feel joy. And so thank you all for being in community with me. And so that's all I wanted to share.
Yay. Well, thank you, Shamel. So much love to you, and adelante.
All right. Anytime you need me. Yes. Anytime you need me. I love you. I love everyone.
You're welcome to come back.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna log off so that you can. Okay, perfect.
Much love. Okay, ciao. So we have a couple of other folks out there. I know that there are some things until I get another wave or call in terms of someone wanting to join in. If you do have things that you would like to share, this is an open conversation. It's not just you know, only folks who are asking to come in and out. But if you do have something you want to share, please just give me a call, like call in or whatever you call it in Instagram language. But something I did want to share, part of because we had to move this to Wednesday instead of Tuesday, some of our folks from Coco were not able to come and be a part of it, but I wanted to give some information about the Digital Community Forum happening this Saturday, combating anti-Black racism, Saturday, June 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And that is connected to Community Coalition, who are our community partners. They're doing incredible, amazing work on the ground every day, but they've been a huge part of the peoplesbudgetla.com, that movement to kind of move care as the central focus of our budget here in Los Angeles instead of being policing. So that's another place that you should definitely go. It's the peoplesbudgetla.com. If anybody who's like watching right now can put that in the comments, that would be helpful. peoplesbudgetla.com. So they're doing incredible work that again would be really powerful for people to, there's I know, like, we're in the midst literally right now of them passing it. I've been with my kids all morning. I don't even know, maybe they did pass it. If anybody knows, let me know. But the People's Budget. So I saw Sabela out there. I don't know if he's willing to jump in here, but I know that something that he and I were talking about, which is very rooted and connected to what Shamel was just talking about, was this idea that, like, you know, we've been talking about this radical joy and this idea of joy being a superpower, a weapon for all of these, like, the last several years when we've been making this peace, joyous justice. Here he is, hold on. And how as artists, go live, add, I got you. So really, truly, as artists, like, having this be the root of what we've been generating and creating, and now here we are. Hi, Sabela.
What up?
And I was just saying, we were saying, like, man, kind of you're wishing that, like, oh, maybe it's not, maybe it would be great to get past this part and be already at the end point. Wouldn't that be nice? Because, but yes, welcome, Sabela.
What's up?
Super excited to see you in your hair.
Yeah, I just finished cutting my stuff up too.
I know, it's
like,
looking very fresh, like it just happened.
You know, I gotta stay in tune. Those are my antennas to the universe. So
exactly,
you gotta keep them.
So like, share with us what you're doing, what you're thinking these days, what's happening. I love no matter where I am and what's happening. Anytime you come into my vibrational space, I just love it. So
it's so deep. I don't know if Shamel is still.
She's there.
Something really happened. Something happened. I just came on a little bit before this. I'm also in a faculty meeting at USC. But it's so interesting. It's like someone tagged me in a post about some people dancing at a protest, and it made me think about so many different things, right? Like our capacity to demonstrate joy through moving our bodies, how in a moment like that can be misread, right? How there is a history of, and Du Bois, I mean, you know, I'm not saying anything new.
Yeah.
Du Bois did this sort of work in regards to his talk about the veil or double consciousness. And it's so interesting formulating this sort of response, like it was presented like, look at these jigaboos out there dancing at, you know, in a moment like this.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating because we forget that sometimes we're looking at what we do through someone else's eyes.
Yes.
We forget that we used to literally go into battle and dance.
Yes.
Right? So in one moment you can sound so, quote, Afrocentric, and in the next moment you can forget that you're connected to the power of moving your body in preparation to defend that body, and that body could be your communal body, right? And just the sort of artillery of joy, right? If we're going to speak in these sort of like militaristic sort of terms, the artillery of joy is very scary. Yeah. And if it wasn't, Why are they always attacking?
Shutting it down. Yes.
Thank you.
Threatening. It's threatening.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Or trying to control the ways in which we exhibit joy.
Yes.
You know, we do this thing, I'm told, called concert dance, right? And these you know, these sort of ideas or parameters of what's permissible in that space.
Yep.
Right. It's just also fascinating. But I love that we were talking the other day about, you know, for someone this will be radical, and some this will be a daily practice. But like in a moment like this, we should be loving up on each other.
Oh my God, totally.
We should just be straight loving up on each other.
Yes.
And with the intention to know that if we're loving up on each other, part of the intention behind that, part of the frequency behind that is for clarity.
Yeah.
Is for the type of clarity where I can see who my beloved are, and I can see who the enemy is.
Yep. Yep.
You feel me?
Yes,
and I'm reading the frequency. I'm reading the frequencies of joy and love. And I'm also projecting these ideas into the future that we want to see.
Yes. Yes.
You know, if we have, you know, if we borrow from supreme mathematics, the build and destroy, part of us projecting this joy is part of the building. Is the building and imagining of what is. Exactly. Exactly.
Shamel just said that she watched that video, which is what made her cry. Was what was actually that, which I think is so. Here we are. We are in the spiral right now, right?
Yeah.
That's actually the thing that triggered her from feeling completely shut down. Which I thank you, Shamel, for sharing that. And Sabela, I just want to say out loud, like, when you said that to me the other day, when I asked you, you know, I said, what do I need to be doing with my boys? Help me, like guide me, you know, hermano, por favor, I need your help. I wanted to hear your advice, like what you had to share. And that is what you said. You said, love up on them so hard. And I have been doing that in the last 24 hours. I think we talked like a day and a half ago. And just, it's given me so much strength. Like, I feel like I literally feel fed, and both of them seem so much calmer and more grounded. And it's allowing me to be able to do more of the work. It's allowing me to be able to be present for those who I need to hold space for. Like, I just feel like it was such a gift. So I just want to thank you for that. And then also share that out loud with anyone who's watching. Like, that is the thing that we need to be doing right now. Absolutely. And pulling one another into spaces of just like love and acceptance and connection. Like that connection, it's everything we've been making this work about. I mean, literally it's embodied, right?
Yeah. So it's deep.
Yes.
And we have to be diligent I'll put it this way, continue to, you know, eradicate this sort of fallacious notion of white supremacy, right? If part of that is us recognizing the ways we've internalized, you know, the system. And so it's so interesting. My old head shared this with me several years ago. And I'm like, yeah, so just to be very specific is we've been on the targeting end of so much violence, and then we enact that, right? And in this case, we're talking about our sons, right? And then we're going to continue to enact this violence and not be radical in the way of just sitting back, pause for a moment and go, wait a minute, what other mechanisms do I have? What other
capacities?
I talk so much about the ancestors, what did the ancestors do before the trauma of being stolen, or the trauma of, you know, occupying your land? Because, you know, if anyone knows my work, you know, I believe Black people were here before Columbus. You know, the receipts are out there. It's called 40 Acres and a Microchip. Anyway.
Promote it, go there.
I mean, it's just it's something that I think is really important. So I was going to say, the old head said, if we think being revolutionary is telling young Black men to pull their pants up, if that's all you got, we are failing, yo.
Totally.
We're failing. If all I can think about when I see a young brother is to tell him to pull his pants up,
yeah, as
if this is going to dismantle white supremacy, I'm bugging.
Right. That is white supremacy. That is white supremacy. Like,
just that's right.
I'm like, what I'm thinking right now, you said, what does that look like? It looks like standing in a circle and someone breaking a law, someone creating havoc, and being reminded of their humanity, and being reminded of why they are good, and why they are whole, and why they are loved. Like, that is radical. I mean, that's the revolution right there. So
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love you.
I love you too. I also want to say this is a really interesting moment, and we talked about this the other day. It's like, there are times I really feel like a company like Contratiempo, and you know who I'm in partnership with, like really active partnership.
Yes.
What Shamel is doing, I really feel like we're still, we operate in a certain type of margins, right?
Yeah.
And it is a moment like this where, and we talked about this, like how relevant it is for us to continue to support each other.
Yep.
For us to be, clear about what we're in alignment with, right? In the so-called, work that we do, as they say. Even when people like question it, like, I don't understand. There is a greater work that a lot of times people don't understand, right? And people are hoping to come to a show and see the pretty dance, right? Or see a sort of representational idea of what salsa is. Right. Oh, I didn't see the X, Y, and all the
something that they're
familiar
markers with that reaffirms what they already know.
Exactly.
What they already think. Yes.
All the signifiers and markers, but there's a deeper work, and I just want to commend you on doing that. And we've been together for a minute, and companies change, and that's part of the work that people don't see. It's how we grow as individuals, how we grow in leadership, how we failed in leadership,
totally,
how we become recommitted, after people coming in and being a beautiful divine reflection of who we are and who we aim to be,
or who we aren't, or who we need to grow to be.
Yes. And I feel really blessed to have been a part of that with CT. And other sort of people in our family. I mean, VersaStyle comes to mind. It's just like
project,
embodiment project. Like it's a different type of approach to art making. And I just want to just kind of tag that on to what Shamel was talking about in regards to community and how we are active in our communities.
No, thank you for that, Sabela. I think that is also, we right now in this moment in time, I feel like are moving and molding into what we are being called forth in. And I feel like it feels in some ways that we've been training our whole life for this moment to be actually working and functioning on the level that we always knew was possible. And that's messy, and it's not easy, and it's not straightforward, and it's complicated. But I just think if we can, and again, this is for everybody, whether you're in a group or not in a group, but I do think that functioning as part of a collective and community, and it holds you accountable to continue to like do that work in a way that I just think, I know for me, Contratiempo has been that so much. Has been that space that's like, I can't hide from myself, and I can't hide, from this larger work. And so I honor you and appreciate so much of who you are and how you move inside of all of these communities and connect us and just keep us functioning and understanding on like deeper levels. I love you for that so much.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it.
So if please keep in the conversation.
Will do.
But do know that we appreciate you so much. Is there anything else you want to like go out with or say or share before you?
No, I'm gonna step on out, create space for someone else. So peace, y'all.
Love. Ciao, Sabela.
Bye.
So I think so grateful for our folks coming in and out, and also Onyi, I know you're here, and I know that you don't have forever to be able. She has a hard out at 2, so if you did want to come in now, it was something she was wanting to kind of, again, part of the work is always being inside of this context of dance, being inside of this context of social change. And something I think we're starting to do better as a company is connect that to the energetic work that is critical as a part of the movement. We can't keep, expecting to do challenging, complicated work and not check in with our energy and check in with ourselves and check in with each other vibrationally. So here she comes. Yay. Here we go. And one of the ways that Onyi just worked with us most recently is when we all went to, I just wanted to give context of like the last time we actually connected with you as a company.
Oh yeah.
Was when we were doing the work with folks from the caravan. We crossed over the Mexican border and worked in Tijuana with folks who are part of several different refugee homes, or also in the stadium there where people were just like housed in kind of like a holding pattern. And this was even before people started really, before a lot of the intensity of the stuff happening on the border. It was like right in the beginning of when all of that was happening. Yay! Yeah. Jeanette is here. Anyway, we came back from several of those trips and we're just like full of this really, really intense energy, and we needed someone to help us through that. And so you came into the space and just, worked some miracles where we really were able to feel recognize ourselves again after those experiences. And so I just love you so much and honor you. And I've been definitely following you and staying connected through all of this because you're such a powerful light, and feel really grateful to have you in our community and circle. And so wanted to give space for you to share. Thank you. Whatever you kind of like have to offer today. Thank you for agreeing to do this.
Thank you. And thank you for reaching out to me. And I know that I had shared with you, right after you texted me or messaged me about being part of it. I said, oh my God, like the synchronicity is perfect, because something that always comes up for me is, how do I help? What do I do? I'm not doing enough. And, I thought about our last time together with, my time with Contratiempo, and just having reached out because I just felt like I needed to give in that way. And so when I thought about you again, and then I got your message, I was like, yeah, it was meant to be.
It's all working.
And, just kind of something that I just said is something that I want to make sure that people do for themselves, is to be easy on yourselves.
Yeah.
To have compassion for yourself. I think that one of the aspects or one of the ripple effects of white supremacy, is this idea of being put into a box, this idea of what it needs to look like to be a certain way, because that's how people are perceiving you, and you need to act in that way, you need to perform in that way in order to be accepted. So we are breaking free from that. And in whatever ways you individually need to set yourself free from that, do so. Whatever ways you are protesting, or you are resisting, or you are transforming. Even I like to change the words. It's like, I don't know that I'm resisting, I'm transforming, I'm breaking through, I'm doing something different. I'm being a reflection of the world that I want to see. And in whatever ways you are doing that, however that looks, that is your way. And don't let anyone, including your own mind, tell you that it's not enough.
I love it.
Not let anyone tell you that it's not enough. So just have compassion for yourselves, be gentle with yourselves, love yourselves up. And I love what the other individuals that were on were saying in terms of remembering the joy,
Yeah.
loving up on the kids especially. I mean,
Yes.
you know, as adults, we're feeling this energy and we may or may not know what to do with it. That's just
Oh,
it.
yeah.
The kids,
They
for
are really
sure,
feeling it.
they're feeling it like 10 times just
Totally.
magnified, and they don't necessarily have the same tools or skills that we have, which on the one hand is scary for them. So we need to be a reflection to them and mirror to them what that looks like. And on the flip side, a lot of them don't have the same conditioning that we as adults do. So sometimes they're able to process it in a different way.
So can I share with you something about that? Because it was so funny. So after Sabela gave me this advice of like loving up on my babies, I was sitting with my older son who's 9, and he started just talking to me about the third eye, and like I've never talked to him about a third eye. He's like, Mom, I want to guide you to be able to see the third eye. He's like, he sat and he started breathing, and then he took me through an entire meditation, like where he was like telling me to like close my eyes and envision the light, and where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself surrounded by water? Like it was just this whole
oh no, they know Spirit's speaking through them.
Yeah.
Spirit's like, y'all don't still get it. So the Spirit has always used the children. They're the closest, again, this idea they just came from heaven or the spirit realm. So they are the closest to God. They speak directly to God. They're like, look, this is what God said.
This is what's happening.
You know, as my friend Sonia Marie says, this is what God said. I don't know what you're doing, but this is what God said.
Totally. Well, and those of you who know, I mean, some people out there know my oldest son, and that's not usually his vibrate, like what he's doing, right? Like it was like a whole other thing. So,
well, and that's the other part. You know, what's happening is, you know, Spirit is channeling through the vessels that will get the message across. So children are a big thing right now.
Yeah.
The ancestors are really, really strong. Really strong. I mean, they're always with us. They're always here. We are the ancestors. They are us. So they're never not here.
Yeah.
But a lot of what is shifting and changing, like ancestors, and in the tradition that I practice from West Africa, the Yoruba people, Ifa, Orisha practice, you know, Egun or Egungun. And Egun is all up in this. Ancestors are all up in this. You know, part of the challenge for so long has been there has never been a clearing, a healing, a proper healing for all ancestors of this land.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are them.
And
they're speaking through us. They're like, oh no, okay, enough is enough. It's time. And so the biggest messages that were coming through for me to share with all of you were, take the ancestors with you. Remember the ancestors. Be grounded. And there's a connection between the ancestors and the ground, and grounding and earth. Literally, our ancestors are in the ground, literally, like not even figuratively, metaphorically, no, like literally, you know, from earth we came, to earth we return. So as you are stepping into these places, walking in these places, the ancestors are there. So consciously call them. Consciously include them. If you practice any traditional earth-based practices or any other practices where reverence for the ancestors is upheld and key, take that with you. Whatever items you have physically that help you remember the ancestors, if it's a picture, if it's different items within the traditions you practice, and you can and it's small enough for you to hold it and it's not going to be dangerous, take it with you. If you're out in these streets protesting peacefully or whatever, if you're out, take the ancestors with you. Literally call on the ancestors, say their names out loud. I'm like not even joking. Say their names out loud and ask them to guide and protect you and to be with you and help you to maintain your own integrity, your own alignment. Whatever happens, just know that they got you. Call on them to really fortify that experience with them. Honor the earth and the ground. Part of why we are in this mess we are in, which we're cleaning up, is that we have convinced ourselves that we are not connected to the earth.
Yep.
And we are. So there's like, you can't, like you are, so you can't, like you really actually can't disconnect. So like the joke's on you because you connected, but you thought you wasn't. So we've been in a state of discombobulation because we are going against ourselves, literally. So the work is to remember yourself. And a big way to do that is to reconnect to the earth.
Yes.
Literally touch the earth, touch your head to the earth. Play in the soil if you have access to it. If you are surrounded by concrete jungle, what does concrete come from? It comes from the earth. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like people are like, oh, concrete jungle. And
I'm laughing right now because literally, so Luca, I mean, just like, this is like affirmation. Is Luca just took my like meatball maker or whatever, this tool, and was digging in the yard. Literally digging in earth, which was
like literally. So any of you all who are, I mean, and this is for everybody, regardless of whether you're staying inside or whether you're going out, doesn't matter. Whenever you can, if you can, every day at some point, touch the earth, touch your ground, like literally just sift through it. And as you're doing so, really intend to remember your connection to the earth. Remember that the ultimate intention is to heal ourselves, to heal the earth, to do better for the earth, because the earth is always supporting us. Do better for the earth. When y'all are going out to these protests, wherever you land, wherever you're about to start your protest, touch your head to the earth if you can. If it's safe, I mean, if stuff is happening and it's like, or you can just touch the ground with your hand. That's fine. But if you can, as soon as you can, maybe designate one person that you all shield, so that that one person is like the person whose responsibility it is for the collective. Touch the ground. Thank you, Aye. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, Pachamama. Thank you, Gaia. Whatever names you call her and whatever traditions you're part of. Touch the earth. If you can, take something and leave it by a tree, a piece of fruit, some bread, a little bit of honey, and say, look, we know that the possibilities that things could get chaotic are there. Not that we are inviting that energy, but we know what we've been seeing. But we are here to say we are giving something. We are doing work for you and for ourselves. And here is our offering. No matter what happens, we are giving back to you. Leave something, give to the earth.
Thank you.
Give to the earth, calling the ancestors. Remember, ancestors, earth, 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 grounding, rooting. Those of you at home, if you're not out there in the streets protesting, do that at your houses to ground yourselves and to send grounding energy to the people that are out there.
Grounding energy. I think that's, so a lot of the people who normally listen to this program are mother artists or people who have kids. And so it is critical that those of you who are not necessarily able to be out there in the streets, that are like, the energetic work that we're doing is contributing. It absolutely is. So,
it all matters. So help to ground folks. Nourish yourselves, eat grounding foods. So anything that grows, I mean, everything grows out of the ground, but specifically those things that actually stay within the ground and don't necessarily kind of come up out of the ground. So carrots, beets, like rhubarb, all these different things that literally ginger. So eat grounding foods before you go out there. Make sure you're well grounded in your nutrition, in your diet. Eat, because again, we can't be out here in the chaotic energy, because I mean the wind is like changing everything. So your work is to like be as grounded so that as you're walking through that chaos, it's not toppling you over, but you're able to kind of stay grounded and centered in the chaos. So eat grounding foods. Listen to music that grounds you. You can use, I mean, a lot of people do different things for cleaning and clearing. So water is beautiful. Sage and other things. And also use things from the ground. Take some leaves, again, give honor and reverence to the tree or wherever you find the leaves, ask permission, but you can take those leaves, the ground, take soil, and literally you can rub it on yourself.
Did you just see Shamell goes, earth and heart are the same?
Like that's love. And I just posted this too. Love is in the earth.
Yes.
Love is in the earth. All the earth knows is love. The earth knows nothing else. So returning to the earth and returning to that, remembering that connection, it reminds us of our own hearts. It reminds us of our own hearts. So those are my messages, and I'd like to. The people who are taking care of our lawn, God bless them. See, they're taking care of the earth. And then the flip side is the sound. I was like, no,
we can't hear it. We can't hear it. So it sounds like vibration.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the bowls for a little bit to just give some sounds to help you ground, and I'm gonna play kind of both sets. I'm gonna play both sets because there's different energies that are gonna help in terms of grounding you across your bodies. So I'm gonna start with the metal bowls. I'm gonna take off my headset so that maybe the sound will be evenly distributed across the board. So what I'd like everyone to do is wherever you are, seated, standing, kneeling, lying, it doesn't matter, just ground in that position. And if you need to lie on the ground in order to really be grounded, then do whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And as you do that, as you take in your breath, easefully, grounded, freely, and exhale, easefully, grounded, freely, and establish your own pattern for that breathing. If you want to incorporate any breathing techniques that you utilize that help you stay grounded, do so. Or just breathe simply, easefully, grounded, freely. And as you continue breathing, imagine that you are sinking further and further and further into the earth, being enveloped by the earth. Really visualize yourself literally being filled with, covered with, surrounded by, incorporated into the earth. And be in that grounding. Be in that grounding. Deeper into the earth. Remembering the deep connection to the earth. A connection that will never be severed, no matter how much we convince ourselves that that is the case. Returning to an honoring of the earth, an honoring of ourselves, an honoring of each other. Thank you, Aye. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Pachamama. All the names we call you, all the names you have that we don't even know. We thank you for your support. May we support you. We thank you for your healing. May we heal you. Continue breathing easily, gently, peacefully. Continue breathing peacefully, easefully, grounding deeper and deeper, solidifying that memory of the connection to the earth. Love is in the earth. Our hearts are connected to the heart of the earth. Love is in the earth. Our hearts are connected to the heart of the earth. As we open our hearts, as we clear from our hearts whatever we've created as blockages, as we clear that, as we remember our connection to the earth, ourselves, our hearts, each other's hearts, we remember that all of it is one. happens to one happens to all. What happens to one happens to all. So let's support all. Support ourselves. Support our hearts. Connect to the heart of the earth. Connect to earth. Thanking the ancestors for supporting us, for protecting us, for guiding us, for being with us. As we heal ourselves in our current state, we heal our ancestors. And we provide a pathway of wholeness and healing and joy and connection for our future generations, who too are our ancestors. We will become their ancestors. Past, present, future all exist now. Remembering our joy. Remembering our joy. Remembering our joy. Remembering our joy. Love, joy, peace, patience, going with the flow. That is all part of the earth. So let us remember ourselves. Ashe.
Ashe.
Continue breathing easefully, gently, peacefully. And as you go about your day, wherever you are, outside, inside, in the streets, in your homes, breathe peacefully, easefully, gently. And take that energy, that feeling of groundedness with you wherever you go. Wherever you go. Grounding, rooting, clearing, rebuilding. Grounding, rooting, clearing, rebuilding, rebuilding, rebuilding. Thank you, everyone, for your presence, for your hearts, for your joy, for your love, for who you are. You're here. We're all here together. We're all in this together.
Thank you, Onyi. You are such a blessing. My gratitude for you is like.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you and the work that you do continuously in all areas of your life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So they're gonna, the Instagram gods are gonna kick us off in a minute. But just so much love to you. I know everyone here needed that. We all needed that. So can you just give your information if people did want to keep following you or keep connected with you?
Definitely. So Instagram handle is at onyi.love, onyi.love. And my website is www.onyi.love. So I have some recordings of sound healings on my website. I have some recordings of sound healings on my IGTV. I'll be doing some sound healings over the course of the next couple weeks at least. So definitely take advantage of those.
Thank you so much. And yay, thank you, Jeanette, for putting that up there. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I think we're going to probably do this. I have a baby just woke up. He's going to start crying in about 5 seconds. but wanted to just thank you so much. And if people are wanting to tune into this, we're probably going to try to do a couple more of these over the next week or two. So much love. And now I have a crying baby. So thank you. you all so much. Be safe and hold you all in love and light. So I know Luke, I'm right here, buddies.